I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. Welcome back, everybody. First up, California based Lance Camper Manufacturing is up for sale. Lance is the only towable division of major RV manufacturer REV Group. REV is known for its motorhome brands, but its Lance subsidiary makes some of the most popular truck campers on the market, as well as a line of conventional travel trailers produced in Lancaster, California. REV's CEO made the announcement during the company's latest earnings call, saying the company is actively talking to potential buyers. Lance no longer fits into REV's long-term strategy, and Lance's location was a logistical issue. REV's other RV operations are concentrated in northern Indiana, with most of the rest of the RV industry. An attempt was made to bridge the gap by opening a Lance travel trailer assembly line in Indiana back in 2022. The division ultimately underperformed expectations, and I don't believe it's still operating. Someone correct me on that if I'm wrong. According to filings, Lance has $17.1 million in assets and $11.6 million in debts. The sale is expected to result in a non-cash loss of $30 million for REV, who purchased Lance for just over $77 million in 2018. Lance Camper was founded back in 1965, and its original owners sold to REV as part of their retirement plan. Lance built its reputation on truck campers before expanding into travel trailers in 2009. I've heard through a couple folks now that perhaps there's an attempt to bid for an employee buyout of some sort. I don't have total confirmation if that's true, nor do I know if that's a realistic possibility, but it would be really cool to see an employee-owned RV company out there. More in a moment, but first, this episode is sponsored by our friends over at RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding, where you can get a real mattress for your RV made by a real mattress company. You bought this RV so you could travel around and sleep comfortably in it. Don't use the cheap piece of foam that the original RV manufacturer put in there. RVmattress.com is where you can find mattresses in all the odd shapes and sizes that RV manufacturers make these platforms in, but they're real mattresses made in their factory in Arizona, vacuum sealed, and shipped to you wherever you are. Their mattresses are 100% toxin free. They have a 120-night sleep trial, and they're good enough to use in your home. We've not only had Brooklyn Bedding mattresses in our last couple homes, but in our last 3 RVs. They are just a fantastic sleep. And for being a member of the RV Miles community, you get 30% off, which is the best offer they ever offer. You go to rvmattress.com/RVMiles and use the code RVMiles at checkout, and you're going to get 30% off your next purchase from rvmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding. A disturbing case out of Indiana involving 3 JAYCO RV employees has been dismissed for now. The 3 men, John Lipscomb, 44, Travis McKay, 29, and Arlen Hochstetler, 31, were charged last week with 2 felony counts each of torturing or mutilating a vertebrate animal. According to court documents, the incident happened back on February 27th when the 3 men allegedly placed 2 live cats into a trash compactor at JAYCO's Middlebury, Indiana facility. Lipscomb reportedly told police that he placed the cats into a box and taped it shut. McKay and Hochstetler then allegedly placed the box into the compactor. McKay told investigators that nearby shelters were full and he believed he could, quote, take care of the situation. Hochstetler said they didn't want the cats to suffer, but they were trying to eliminate what they saw as a nuisance. The case fell apart for kind of an odd reason. There's a misquote in the probable cause affidavit. So in the original court filing, JAYCO's vice president of operations, Devin Miller, was said to have told the police that he believed the men, quote, acted in the company's best interest. But according to both JAYCO and now the Elkhart County Prosecutor's Office, that statement actually never happened, and it doesn't appear in the police report of the incident. JAYCO has issued a public statement strongly refuting the quote, calling it grotesquely twisted. They say Miller never approved or condoned the men's actions and was misquoted entirely. The company has since requested original documentation from police to determine how the error occurred. Meanwhile, the prosecutor's office has confirmed that the quote is not supported by any evidence in the case files. So because of this confusion, because something was written wrong in the actual filing, the charges were dismissed without prejudice on June 13th. Without prejudice means they could still be refiled, either in their original form or under new charges once the investigation is complete. And it looks like the prosecutor is planning to do so. JAYCO has emphasized that the employees involved were immediately terminated and that the company does not condone animal cruelty of any kind. As reported by the CBS affiliate WSBT, quote, "We take this matter very seriously. Immediate measures were taken and continue to be executed to educate employees on appropriate procedures and company expectations." Best known for its big, luxurious Class A motorhomes, Tiffin is expanding its adventure rig lineup with a new all-terrain model that looks like it means to go head-to-head with the likes of the Winnebago Echo. It's called the Tiffin Open Trail. It's a Class B plus RV built on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 3500 all-wheel drive dually cutaway chassis. We don't often see sort of off-road motorhomes on a B plus platform. B plus RVs are really Class C RVs, where unlike traditional van body camper vans, they get a wider profile and a taller ceiling and more livable space because the body of the van is gone and the manufacturer of the RV actually builds sort of the house portion. The only floor plan available at launch is the 25AO. In the back, you get twin beds that convert into a king bed with underbed closets, overhead cabinets, and reading lights. Up front, an L-shaped sofa wraps around the dining table and turns into a third sleeping area, making this technically a 3-sleeper. The kitchen gets a single burner induction cooktop, a dual hinge fridge, and a stainless steel sink with hideaway faucet. It comes stock with a 270 amp hour Battleborn lithium battery, a 3000 watt inverter, and oddly a 3.2 kilowatt diesel generator, but no standard solar. You don't often see a stock generator on a rig this size. And it's also rare these days to see a rig like this come without any solar, though it is definitely prepped for a big solar and battery upgrade that you can order from the factory. You get hydronic water and cabin heating, a 15,000 BTU AC with heat pump, pretty darn large fresh and gray tanks, 52 gallons each, and the wet bath gets a 4.5 gallon Thetford cassette toilet. This whole thing's pretty rugged and I think it looks really nice. The first price I've seen on one listed by a dealer is $220,000. If you've tried to book a Harvest Host stay recently and found your favorite winery or alpaca farm a little more crowded, you're not imagining things. Harvest Host just reported a surge in RV stay requests this spring, with travel activity among its members hitting new records. According to internal data, over 61,000 stay requests were made in May alone, the most the company has ever recorded in a single month. The company says the trend picked up speed starting in mid-April and is projected to continue through the busy summer travel season. CEO Joel Holland says 2025 is shaping up to be Harvest Host's biggest year yet, and their network keeps growing rapidly. I remember reporting when they were at like 1,500 locations. Harvest Host now has over 9,000 host locations across North America, from working farms and wineries to breweries, museums, and other small businesses. Harvest Host also says more than 60% of host locations now offer the option to stay an extra night, and 25% now offer electric hookups. That's it for this week's RV and Camping News Roundup. Hey, before we go, remember our homecoming rally is coming up at the end of September, and we'd love to see you there. It's our annual rally celebrating the end of the traditional summer camping season. It's in Amana, Iowa, right along I-80. It's a great stop. It's a town with a lot of history and wineries and breweries and antiquing and more. And we have a whole lot of fun with lots of games, a live recording of the podcast, lots of raffle prizes, and a whole lot more. It's really affordable. We hope to see you there. There's a link in the description where you can get tickets and more information. Thanks so much for being here, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.